This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Valhalla Hour, a podcast unlike any other. If you know what that's from, it is Masters Week, so I have to give a little shout out to the Masters.
Yeah.
So we have a very good show, Rob. We got you back. We got me back. We got Eric, and we've got Matthew.
Hello.
There is one thing I do want to kick off the show with. Eric, you did have the opportunity to speak to our general manager and along with other fan club presidents. How did that go?
Oh, I guess he didn't want to answer that one.
No comment.
I hate IT stuff, technical failures, just like right off the bat. Boom. We'll get him logged back in here.
Well, just to say, the fan clubs did have, a conference call with Quasey, and that's all we know. Matthew was, Eric was going to tell us, and then so. But
when he gets his connection back, he can tell us when he comes back later.
And there he is.
Here he comes.
All right. So, how was the conference call with Quasey?
Howdy, guys.
Welcome back, Eric. All right. Well, try two. We were leading this off. Matthew wanted to know how the conference call went with Kwesi Adofo-Mensah.
It was pretty good. Didn't get into too many details, but he just talked a lot about the culture, how the players really felt like they could be themselves. They didn't have to put on any fake fake faces or anything, and just be themselves. Very positive all the time. And he talked a little bit about trying to build a team that's consistently considered top four, whether they finish top four or not. And a lot of it was more based on the two fan clubs talked about how they do things. The Central Ohio, who was the fan club of the year, gave a little presentation, and then I forget who the other group was that gave a little presentation about how they do things and making up their own hand gestures and stuff to the signs and stuff. But it was more on a personal level with Quasey than any information about the team, really.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool. Not many people get an opportunity to ever do something like that, so that's pretty awesome. So, and we've got Sarah joining us again this week. Welcome, Sarah. How's it going?
It's going okay. How about you guys?
Oh, pretty good.
It's a slow Saturday mid-afternoon for me, so I thought I'd join.
So, Rob, should we let them in on the little treat that we have planned?
Yeah, we could actually go ahead and probably do that on the front half of the show because I think it would be a lot of fun.
There we go. Live, we're going to do a mock draft. I know everyone's tired of mock drafts.
But
never have too many.
What we're gonna do is we'll do 7 rounds. It's kind of hard for us in the studio to see. I think people watching on TV, on Roku, and our viewers on Facebook and X and everything will be able to see the screen fine. But Matthew, when it comes up to us, Matthew will bring up proposed trades and tell us who's offering what and everything for the trades. We'll go through those. We'll decide as a group if we want to make the trade or if we want to make the pick. And then Matthew will list who our options are. We can discuss it and we can make a pick. You guys ready to knock this out?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's see who. Of course, Cam Ward's first off the board.
Where does Shador go? I wonder.
10 or 11, I'm guessing. No.
Ooh. Oh. All right, so we have San Francisco wants to trade the 24th for 43, 75, and a next year second.
Okay, what's the next one?
Atlanta wants to give us pick 46, a second round pick, 2 second round picks for next year, a third round pick next year if we give up 24 and 139.
No.
No.
Draft capital
Fuck
this
that.
year. I would say not that one.
Arizona wants to give us picks 47, 78, 115, and next year second for a 24th.
That sounds promising.
Draw.
Yeah.
But that's a good promising from Capital.
All those seem
And
so
then-
far from 24.
Yeah.
Other than San Francisco might be. You're going to 43.
Yeah.
That's right in the top half of the second round where a lot of our guys that would be good for us might be sitting too. I don't know. It's hard for me to decide between San Francisco and Arizona. What's San Francisco given again, Matt?
43, 75, and a second next year.
And
I don't know. I just don't like that because I feel like we're moving back quite a bit and we're getting one pick. I don't care about your pick next year.
Yeah, no, these are picks. There's always a pick next year, but Arizona's offering 3 picks this year. San Francisco's offering 2 picks this year. What's Arizona's top pick?
47.
47.
And what do we get in return?
We give them 24. They get 47, 78, 115, and the second for next year.
I like all
what
of that
we get?
stuff. I like all of that stuff sitting in the second, third round from Arizona. Not gonna lie, you guys.
Yeah, I'd prefer that one because you're getting that 115 and you're still getting the second rounder next year, only to fall back 4 more spots.
So do we want to accept one of these, or do we want to see who's available to pick here? I really feel like we need to trade back because I honestly think Kwesi will trade back. I don't know if he'll trade out of the first round, but I think he'll trade back to try to get a second rounder for sure.
Like, I know this isn't the scenario. I don't mind trading back, but I just feel like that's just so far back. Like, I would be okay with the 30s, but the 40s? But it's up to you guys.
I'm with her on that one. Falling back to
Yeah.
a minimum of 43 is super steep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who's available for us to pick here then. Click out of the trades for a second, Matthew.
So we have Jade Barron, my guy, Jihad Campbell, Walter Nolan, Gray Zabel, and Nick Scorton.
James.
So Walter Nolan stands out to me as one of the top defensive tackles. Yes, we kind of did address defensive tackle. It went from a huge position of need to a position where we have a lot of options because of our acquisitions and free agency. But in terms of building for the future and everything, that's who I would eyeball there. But I think we're picking him a little bit high at 24.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Like, I think we can get him, like, at, like, 30, but 30 won't trade with us. And I don't know, like, I don't know. I mean, those players are way too high for me to take at 24, but then the trade offers are way too out of my range too. So
Well,
I don't know.
the other thing we can do is we can offer a trade to trade back to like 30 or 31 and see what goes through if we don't want to pick.
Who's at Washington?
29, I think they're at.
Washington.
Considering Washington just gave us Allen, they might be interested in grabbing a guy like Nolan.
It's at 29 and 30, 20, and 28.
I'd say offer them the 24th pick, get their first, second, and fourth round pick, and see if it'll go through or if it'll be rejected.
Rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably not going to give up that fourth.
Go to the beginning of the second round, because I think it's fine if we're hitting like somewhere around 35,
Yeah, like
35, and see
if
if
we
we can
trade with like the
by
Browns or the Giants, they're at 33 and 34. I wouldn't mind dropping that
the
part
Giants will
down too.
probably do all kinds of trading, to be honest.
Yeah, it's tough for me because, like Matt was saying, Jade Barron's there at
Ooh.
24. Most mocks I've seen have him going in the mid to late teens. So I'd hate to
Okay,
give up on a potential shutdown corner at 24, but there's about
Well,
three or four players that are still sitting there that you could probably trade back to 30 and still get
we
a
could
stud.
we could always pick him here. We just aren't going to have a pick again until the third round. If you guys,
Yeah,
I agree, corner
I
is a big need, but um, I was just trying to figure out a way if we could finagle a second rounder. But if that value is there or whatever, we could pick him. What do you
Like I
yeah.
think we need
how
corner,
about
but
this trade?
No, we got to get more in return.
at the same time, we just paid big money to Murphy, and then we have Rogers and Blackman coming back. So I kind of want to see how coming too. So I kind of want to see how they do before investing a first round pick on a corner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
the North
how
Dakota
about
kid is
this
going
trade with?
to play guard or tackle until Darisaw is better.
Yeah, see, yeah, if Zabel's there, you could probably trade back to 30 and still grab Zabel. That'd be the probably dream scenario for me.
So trading back with Kansas City for their 31st pick, picking up a 63rd, and next year's third for 24 and 97.
So first and a
I'm
third for
not giving up 97.
But
that's tough.
we would have to give up.
Try 24 for 31 and 95 because that's a back of the first round and then 2/3 we'd have.
Yeah,
2/3 is well, we'd have a couple. We'd have 3/3 then because we got that comp pick.
But that's
Which
counting the comp.
yeah, and 3 picks in the third round, I guess, would equal being able to have something in the second, in my opinion, to a certain extent. So I think I could live. That's actually a good call, Eric. I could live with that.
Yeah, yesterday I
That
did a trade where I was able to get. I dropped to 26 with the Rams. They gave me 90, and then I dropped again to the Eagles, and they gave me some more picks. So I ended up with 90, 95, and 97, which worked out really well.
Right.
yeah,
so I would give them 24 and 97 for 31, 31 and 95.
No, pull the 97 off and try it. See what they do.
yeah. I don't know why we're having to give up 97 to fall back and only getting 95 back. Like that's just
No.
Rejected.
That seems like a very fair trade. So they're just not
yeah,
willing to trade.
yeah. Is this PFF? I can't tell because they're usually
No,
pretty
no.
stringent.
No,
Okay,
PFF is paid.
yeah,
Can
And
we
I don't.
see if we can
I
go
could've
down to
gone-
26 and get the Rams 90, and then see if we get, once we drop down to 26, there might be different trade offers for us?
And what, give up 97 or something?
No, we
No,
don't give up anything. They just give us 90 because we're moving down for them.
or even 101.
Yeah, it might have better luck trying to get it go through if you went with 26 and 101 to move up to 24.
No,
Yeah.
they're
Damn,
just
you're
No.
stingy today.
Jesus.
their other ones are go back to 40s.
yeah. I mean, if the intention is to trade down, I'm going for that Arizona trade package because we're getting 2 picks in this draft plus still getting that second rounder next year.
Which we could use to trade up, with anyway if we really wanted
Right.
it.
Well, do you guys want to take the Arizona trade package and then try to build off everything we can do in the second, third, and fourth and fifth round?
F it. Why not?
We can try that.
Once you reject it, it's gone.
Oh,
you
Well, son of a gun.
button.
Redo. Yeah.
restart.
Should just hit them.
Restart.
If you
Maybe
want to
we'll get
restart,
better-
we can.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get better
Yeah, let's-
trade packages.
Yeah, right.
So
All
this
right,
is the
let's
first.
see.
This is our first time for everybody watching of trying to throw one of these up on the screen to do it and everything. So, yeah, bear with us here. I bet you we'll get something pretty darn similar and everything for a package offered. But
Sanders went to the Saints. I knew that's a plausible spot.
Yeah, especially with the Derek Carr news.
If you're Pittsburgh, are you just praying that Rodgers will sign?
All right, Atlanta's offering 46 pick this year for a second, a third, and we would get a pick 46, a second round, a third round, and a sixth round next year.
no,
No.
we need draft capital this year.
There we go. I love it.
36, 70, and 194 for 24.
Absolutely. Hammer it.
Yeah.
Yep, take that.
Hold that one to the wall. Yes.
So they're giving us back our picks that we traded to them last
Right.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I would, if it was me, I would hit accept right now on that.
Yeah, same.
Which
And
we
there
just
goes
did.
Gray Zabel.
Awesome.
Dart moved into the first round too.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Dart going to the Steelers.
Okay, let's look at.
More trades.
No, not
Buffalo.
No, we need to make it.
56.
That's too low.
Yeah.
Yeah, reject both of those. All right, what's our board look like?
All right, so we have Jalen Milroe out of Alabama, quarterback we don't need. Tyler Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State. Omarion Hampton, running back we don't need. Donovan, I'm going to say Iziraku, I don't know. And Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle.
Kenneth Grant?
Grant or Jackson right there. One of those two are going. Grant or Jackson.
If Grant is still there at 36, yeah, I'm taking Grant at 36.
I believe I'd be taking Grant too, to be honest.
All right, so Grant, welcome to the Minnesota Vikings.
That'd be wild if he fell out of the first round.
And there's obviously no bias whatsoever on this particular podcast, but you always want to watch to see if there's any Iowa Hawkeyes on it. Not that there's any bias at all.
What the rivals taken. Every fell to the second round too.
Jeez. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't hate Omarion. I wouldn't hate Hampton at 36 either.
Ooh, New Orleans, no, sorry.
Not for a fifth next year.
Jalen Milroe's still on the board.
Jeez.
Olumawafe Oladaju, I'm butchering that to hell. Aiden Higgins out of Iowa State. Darius Alexander and Alfred Collins.
I'm going Fanning or Wilson. Those are my votes right there.
Ooh.
Harold Fanning's a damn good receiving tight end. If we wanted to reach, Bank's a good corner.
That's too bad because Iowa State wide receiver is really good, but we need wide receivers like we need a hole in the head.
If we would have went O-line, if we would have taken Donovan Jackson in the first, I would have jumped all over Alexander right here.
What position does he play?
He's a D tackle.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's really fast. If we would have went O-line in the first, with our first pick.
He's 6'3", 305.
And that's not a bad route score either.
And let's see what Fannin had. Oh.
Somebody is watching Twister.
I mean, he had 1,500 yards receiving as a tight end last year. That's impressive.
So I would probably let's see what this Oladajo guy NA for his score.
Can we look at safeties?
Let me see.
Might have to. I don't know what value is
There,
going to be.
84th is the highest safety. Latham Ransom.
Okay.
Yeah. What are the top available interior alignment?
There was a center right there on the list. That's tackle. Yeah, Jared Wilson from Georgia.
I wouldn't mind taking a offensive line here.
I would go offensive line or secondary here, but D tackle is also, if the value is there and it's a good player, I'm not against that either.
Yeah, we're going D tackle with our first 2 picks.
I don't have a problem with that because the 2 we have are good, but they are older and they're gonna need being rotated in and out.
Yeah, but we're also sitting on Levi Drake Rodriguez and Taki Tamani.
Yeah, and we have,
Taki.
and Jalen Redmond has
Yeah,
really flashed at the end of the last year
I think
too.
I'd rather go O line here though.
I
Yeah.
agree. If we can do something with O line here and it's not a reach,
I mean,
I'd say Jared Wilson,
yep,
maybe.
that's your
I mean,
only non. Like I said, Wilson or I'm in on Fanning. So one of those 2.
Yeah, I think we go O line with this
There we
pick.
go.
Yeah.
okay.
What are his measurements?
6'3",
6'3",
310.
310.
And he's a guard.
Center, but
Oh,
Can
center.
play.
Okay.
Most
yeah,
centers can play guard and vice versa. So
Sweet.
I think we're good
Take
on
it.
that. Yeah, let's snag him up.
All right, let's see some of our comments while we're waiting. You should have drafted Jake Majors.
no, he's later yet though. He's a good center, but we could have got him later.
Hey broski.
It's a pretty sweet name, though. Jake
Hi
Majors.
Brent.
Next,
Okay, what are we looking at here, Matthew? Tell us.
So Tampa Bay wants to give us 121 and a 4th round pick for the 97th. Or Indy wants to give us 117 in the 4th round if we give up a 2026 7th rounder and pick 97.
no.
No.
I don't like either of them, to be honest.
They must
Latham.
think we're 2020 Quasi. Oh no, 2022 Quasi.
So we have some good name players.
I
Ashton
remember
Glutt, Gunnar Helm, TJ Giddens, Latham Ransom, and Cam Scatabo.
So Giddens out of K State, that would be a perfect freaking number 3 tandem for our running back room. I've been talking about him for a couple months. In fact, you guys are probably tired of me talking about him as well.
So you would take him over Scatabo?
Yes.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I don't know. That's a tough call.
Are we in the 3rd round or 4th?
Into the third.
This is our 97.
I suppose that's probably not too soon for Scatabo, I guess.
Well, I mean, on the big board, he's listed at 91.
Scatterbo just scares me because of his size. Having a 5'9.5" running back
I'm
is.
assuming Caleb Johnson was already selected.
Yes.
Probably in the 2nd.
Yes.
Do we want to do running back here? Because you got 2 really good choices with DJ Giddens and Cam Scatabo.
DJ Giddens is 6 even 212.
The thing is like, is he going to even play this year, or where's he going to fit with Jones?
Well, we would get rid of Ty Chandler or put him on practice squad, and then he would be
gadget player.
the number 3 guy as a rookie and everything behind Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. But he would also be the guy for the future because Jones has a 2-year contract, but he has an opt-out for next year. Mason, we got him for a while. I don't remember how many years, and I think Mason will be a Viking for a while, but we also need that tandem because nobody has one single featured workhorse running back anymore. It's all running back by committee. And our committee outside of Jones and Mason isn't that good right now. I don't dislike Ty Chandler, but he's not gonna be the guy in Minnesota. And I think
Mason. Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Eric.
You throw a monkey
Jarquez
wrench in
Hunter.
Terrence Ferguson, and we sit back and wait on a running back.
Yeah, I kind of want to wait on the running back too.
Because I like Brashard Smith, I like Corey Kiner, Jordan James. There's a lot of good running backs there.
Yeah, we only have Mason for 2 years as well, and anybody you're taking in the late third round is going to be kind of a rotational guy anyway. You're not getting like a day one starter at 97.
So what's our best options here?
Sorry. I mean, we're sitting with 2 tight ends on the roster, so do we want to look at tight end here?
Who's from Iowa?
Luke Lachey. Luke Lachey, I want to take him in the 7th round if possible, because I think the Luke Lachey will be a stud, just like T.J. Hawkinson, just like Sam Laporta, just like George Kittle, but he didn't have a quarterback all 4 years.
I'm staying clear of Gunnar Helm because on his first 40-yard dash attempt, he sprained his ankle. I'm staying clear from him.
No, I like Terrence Ferguson, the Oregon tight end.
6'5", 247.
I mean, I wouldn't. If we're going to double up at a position, I wouldn't hate doubling up at tight end because I don't think Hawkinson's going to be here much longer, to be honest. And Oliver, same thing. So we can just double dip at that position as well. And again, if one or if both end up working out, you can always dangle one as trade bait or just keep both of them.
I mean, I'm in on Ferguson here. Well, what do we have left for picks?
139, 187, and 194.
There's 3 left?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good on a tight end here then. We want to go Ferguson.
Okay. You talked me into it.
Oh, Tesla's gone.
Now we just take a flyer on a tall secondary.
I'll tell you, if Fortune O'Donnell's there, I would be all in on that.
Gunnar Helm and DJ Giddens still on the board.
Ooh.
There goes Kobe Bryant.
No. Man, day 3 is going to be boring.
There goes RJ Harvey. Damn it.
Sorry, Indy, no way. So we have DJ Giddens is still on the board.
Really?
Jeez.
Really?
Yes.
You're going to have to really talk me out of not taking him right now, you guys. Make your case.
I'll make my case. Pull up the score report on the second running back.
Baisel Tutin?
Yep.
What's it say, man?
5'9", Nah.
No. He's fast as heck, though.
What's his height?
Though.
Oh, yeah, not the hard pass.
Or Martinez. I like Martinez, too.
That was the issue you had with... okay.
Yeah, Cam Ward. He's got some good footwork and.
Okay, we're at the beginning of round 4, correct?
5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, 5. Yeah.
4 shits and
round
grins.
5.
Okay, 4 shits and grins. Pull up quarterbacks.
I guess it's going to be Notre Dame guy.
Dylan Gabriel, Riley Leonard, Kyle McCord, Curtis Rourke, and Max Brossemer out of the U of Minnesota.
Brossemer just did a visit, too. He just did a visit with the Vikings on the 30. I like McCord, but not now. Not here. I don't like McCord.
Now, I don't like any of these guys here. Let's go back.
No, yeah, same.
Go back to the whole board.
I would say get Brosmer here.
No.
No.
Too high.
Brent, we are using Pro Football and Sports Network because PFF is a paid one this year.
I don't want to go for quarterbacks anywhere near the Vikings.
Do you guys want to try to do a running back here like Giddens or not?
Bring up safety.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a...
I'm open to it.
Can we look at safeties?
Yeah, let's look at safeties and corners.
Let's look at safeties and corners.
Malachi Moore, Sebastian Castro, Kitten Crawford, Hunter Wohler, and Maxon Cook.
I'd say
Tommy Hill. Huh?
Sebastian Castro just sounds like a fucking stud. I mean, I would pick him all day. To be honest,
no, Rob. How is he at safety?
To be honest, I feel like you give him 1 year as a rookie to get his feet underneath of him, he'll be a hard hitter just like every other freaking Iowa defensive back.
Because if we don't go safety here, we're not looking at anything promising.
No, we're not. Yeah, that's a real good point. That is a real good point.
Yeah, let's get Shiloh Sanders in here. Why not?
No.
I mean, we can go Moore here or Castro. I'm okay with either one of those.
I just want someone who's at least 6'1".
Pull up the size. Castro's not 6'1". Pull up the size.
5'11".
5'11".
God dang.
Is that the whole list? That's nobody else after that?
Hunter Wohler, 6'2".
As a safety?
Yeah, but he's a Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is JJ Watt.
The only other name I know on that list is Craig Woodson from Cal.
But then you're probably reaching by 15, 20 picks.
Let's look at corners real quick, and then we can come back to look at safety. I mean, Sebastian Castro plays a lot bigger than his size, too. I mean, he is a hitting son of a bitch. If you ever look at his highlight reels, he's got some things that would impress you.
No, we got Upton Stout, Jabbar Muhammad, Za Frazier, Noel Williams, and Tommy Hill.
So the names that jump out on me on that list are Williams, Frazier, Muhammad. I've seen Stout listed as safety too, and Jalen Smith.
Frazier is 6'2".
Ooh.
He's had some academic issues. He was suspended for like part of the year for academics, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a concern with Frazier. But
yeah, because if you're having academic problems in college and then you're asked to learn Brian Flores' playbook, there could be some issues there. That's the whole problem we've seen.
Noel Williams is one of the top cover corners according to PFF last year. Let me bring it up real quick.
Yeah.
If we want to do a PFF next week, I have the paid account.
I have a paid account too. I just don't have a device that I can share my screen off of.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
So next week we'll do a PFF, and then you'll just have to get me, Eric. You'll have to just get me your information so we can get into the stuff so you can share. Or you know what? Or maybe you could share the screen.
I can just give you my password.
Well, yeah, right. I could do that too. But what are you thinking here, Eric? If you had to make the pick between the safety and whatever else, what are you doing here?
I'm going Malachi Moore. That's where I'm going.
You're going Moore?
I'm going Moore.
Okay.
Ugh.
It sucks because we missed on some good safeties, but he's good. I would have liked to go a little sooner.
He's a ball hawk. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I really wish Starks would have fallen to us at 24.
That would have been a pretty much a no-brainer right there. PFF has Starks at 24 available a lot.
Right.
So,
yeah. So
we'll
grab
try and
more.
do that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So now we have to wait to 187th.
Watch Gideon still be there.
Nope. Giddens is gone. Should have gotten the Giddens while the Giddens was good.
There goes Devin Neal.
Well, on the flip side, we have 2 years to get a guy in there, and there's running backs next year.
I'm salty we missed out on Quinn. Especially now that Flacco got signed. I think it's much more likely we either draft a sixth round quarterback this year, kind of like a Kellen Mond type, or we get stuck with Ryan Tannehill.
All right. So best available: Jonah Monheim, Kyle McCord, Jack Kaiser, Jake Majors, and Enos Peebles.
That's not a real name.
Pull up Jake Majors.
I kind of like Jake Majors.
Pull up Jake Majors' numbers. What I can't see it.
Holy!
Read this off.
He's 6'3", 306. He played 5 years at Texas. He plays low to the ground, so you know he's got some good leverage. And he can pick up the stunt and twist. 3,700 career snaps.
Let's see what he has for.
He's only a 7.9 score.
Yeah, I mean that offensive lineman. I wouldn't base too much on the Raz, I guess, in my opinion. But I know Kwesi takes that in the high account.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Let's see what his.
Booker had a sub-5 Raz, didn't he?
Yeah.
We haven't addressed the biggest thing. And if we don't address it in the draft, are we going to just go UDFA for our backup quarterback? Because we don't have a backup quarterback.
Here in this round, I do want to look at quarterbacks and what we've got.
All right. Kyle McCord, Curtis Rourke, Max Brosmer, Brady Cook, and Cam Miller. Also on the board is DJ Ugalele.
Since Minnesota in real life is actually showing interest in Brosmer, do you think he'll be around in the 7th round?
I think he will be available as a UDFA.
I agree with Sarah.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to pick him here, but I mean that could be the backup.
I mean, I would say Ugalele, even Graham Mertz, former Wisconsin quarterback there, will be there.
I'd rather take these quarterbacks because I think we can get Brosmer later.
Let's look at let's look at quarterback when our last pick comes up.
Okay. So, Jake Majors, you think? Or Jonah Monheim?
I'd rather go with Jake Majors because we know Ryan Kelly has injury issues, and I want a center that's been playing, that has experience for him to be able to step in.
Yeah, but didn't we just take a center in the 3rd?
I thought he was a center guard.
Yeah, he's mostly center guard. So we have
Jurgens.
Can we look at our pick and just double check everything?
Right, because we have Jurgens, we have Rouse that we're hoping can develop,
and we just took this guy in the early on. What's our best safeties and corners here again?
So we just got Malachi Moore
for safety.
Yes. We need a running back.
Yeah, here's probably where I'm looking at running back.
Okay, what do we got?
All right. Jaden Blue, LaKent Allen, Khalil Mullings, Raheem Sanders, and Joquavius Marks.
So Blue is really good. I like Blue. LaQuint is probably one of the top pass blocking running backs in this draft.
That's nice.
Yeah.
6 even 204.
I like that.
Not bad.
Blue, I think if I remember right, Blue's got some good speed, breakaway speed.
Pull up his thing.
It
No,
just
they-
says coming soon.
Oh,
see what I can get on halfbacks.
So, do we? I mean,
Yes.
pair Mullings with McCarthy, both national champs. The guy had. I mean, Mullings had no fumbles when he was at Michigan. 0. That's good ball security.
That's clutch.
Here, let me pull up the PFF big board, see what they say.
Six
That was
one
the
two
issue with
twenty six.
McBride. Could run like a bat out of hell. Had something like 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns his final year in college, but he also fumbled like every fourth time he touched the ball, and he never made the team. So if we can get
Yeah,
someone that had 0 fumbles, that'd be nice.
and he also had like 15 of those 700 yards were after contact. Blue, here's what
Yeah.
Blue is one of the best athletes with top tier long speed and short area explosiveness. If he can add strength, he has potential to be a home run threat in a 2-back committee. That's what PFS says about Jaden Blue.
Okay. I know we got Mason, and he's going to change things, but I saw the stat line earlier that Aaron Jones had like 12 goal line carries last year for -4 yards and only 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
So, do we go with Blue or Mullings just because of Mullings' ball security?
I get it, but I feel like there's a lot of things on that Michigan team that have been masked from that might come to light or whatever. It was a perfect storm on that. I'd go Blue. I don't know about you guys.
yeah, I say go Blue, go best player available.
Okay.
Well, here's kind of what I'm thinking on the quarterback situation. The Seahawks just re-signed Drew Lock after he left for 1 year in New York. I have a feeling Sam Howell may become available.
I'm very okay with Sam Howell being on this team. I know he did the whole Jameis Winston 25 for 25 in his rookie year, but again, with KOC being who we think he is, Sam Howell's got an arm.
Yeah,
So, Kyle McCord, Jack Kaiser, Jake Majors, Enos Peebles, and Jamin Dumas Johnson
We
are the
gotta have Edith
BKs.
Peebles.
well, let's see what we got for corners. What's the next best available corner? Because I'd like to get somebody.
Caleb Ransaw, Nello Dotson, BJ Adams, Jamari Harris, and Isis Waxter.
I want somebody that's 6'3". Start going through there.
Right?
Definitely not Ransaw.
I think Mello is.
No.
There's an Iowa corner right there. Oh,
Jeez. These guys are short.
Huzzy.
We're never going to find another 6'4" Kyrie. I'll tell you that.
Right. God, that.
That
Can't
hurt.
believe it's
That
already been a
still
year.
hurts.
There's my guy right there, Fortune.
To be determined height and weight.
Yeah.
He's 6'1", 190.
Which Iowa corner did you say was up in there?
Jamari Harris.
I don't think he's an impact player year one.
See, Jason Marshall, 6'1", 201.
6'1" would be. I would take that. 6'1", 201 for a corner. I would take that size.
Right.
It's just, is he any good?
Let's see. According to PFF, about a 71 grade. He ranked 330 out of 848.
Who is this?
So he's
That's
sitting right about where he should in this draft, is what you're saying.
so. But you look at a guy who's listed lower, like Fortune O'Donnell, who's 6'1", 190, with 16th out of 848.
Maybe we should go with Fortune then.
I mean,
Fortune favors the bold.
It's a reach, but at this point,
I like that name.
I'm fine with reaching.
All right, then that would mean we would have Fortune favoring the bold.
There we go.
And that's all of our picks. And we just have to go through.
So we didn't get a running back, right?
No, we did not.
Yes, we did. Jaden Blue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on. It'll pop it up here as soon as it's done scrolling. We'll look at all of our picks.
And again, we have been kind of, I mean, not crushing on drafted free agency, but we've been getting some really solid rotational guys. So
When it gets towards the end, can we pause it and see what's available for like what potential UDFAs might be?
Yeah.
my guess is Crosman.
And to be honest, I'm thinking that's probably exactly what Minnesota thinks. Pause it. Oh.
All right. So here's who we have. And it looks like Brosmer did not get picked.
Nope.
Nope.
So being how there's interest there, you can almost guarantee that the minute the draft ends, he'll be offered a UDFA deal by Minnesota. Then, if there's fire where there's smoke, I guess.
Right. We did that with Gopher quarterback a couple years back as well, where we brought him in and he got to see what it was like to wear the uniform, and then he was gone the next week.
Overall, not too bad of a group here.
No, I'm not too upset about it. I think we did a pretty decent job.
Yeah, for what we had, yes. I think that was. I mean, with what we had, we wanted to get more picks, but not drop so far. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I think it worked out pretty good.
We got great value for Kenneth Grant, I thought.
Oh, extremely, yes.
Yeah, I think the most likely two scenarios are we either probably stay at 24 and maybe use some future capital from next year, and maybe a surprise player to get some more capital this year. Because I don't know if Buffalo's going to want to trade up. I don't know if Kansas City's going to want to trade up, and I don't know if the Vikings are going to want to trade out of the first. So it always takes two teams to tango.
Right.
Now I'm thinking about it. If we haven't done anything by now, I don't think we're going to trade out of the first round.
Yeah. You never know what's going to come that way. That night, somebody might get desperate, and start to panic.
I think we're in a perfect spot for the teams that are trying to trade back up to take a quarterback.
Yeah, somebody may jump up to get Jackson Dart. I think that'd be if somebody gets desperate for a quarterback from someone in the back end or the front end of that second round.
I don't see the upside of Jackson Dart.
He's gotten so much push lately too. Even there's one guy on X that moved him to his number one quarterback in the entire draft.
Who was? I forgot which. I can't remember which one it was, but he had Jackson Dart as the number 2 quarterback.
Oh,
it was like one of
crazy.
those big media guys too.
So there is something I do want to address, and this has been gaining steam. I don't know if anyone else has heard of this, but the rumor is that the Vikings are going to be playing the Steelers in Dublin for the first game in Ireland. Has anyone heard of this?
I've heard it thrown out there. I haven't heard it getting any traction yet.
I was like, it makes sense. We have
Just the
O'Connell,
rumors.
we have McCarthy. They're Irish. It makes sense to send us there.
Kevin
Yeah,
O'Connell.
just the rumors, basically.
That'd be
Yeah, I
cool.
haven't heard anything close to.
I just don't want to be the team that has to go to Melbourne. That would suck.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
I would actually like to be the team to go.
No,
I'm one
the
of
jet
those
lag on
guys.
that would be horrible. Like it would have to be like the first game of the season or something.
If the Vikings don't draft a corner, do you think that just lends more credence to the Asante rumors, or that we just are comfortable with the group we have?
Mm. Speaking, not to change subject, but speaking of corners, Patrick Peterson officially retired this week.
Yeah, 13 years.
Yeah, so he retired a Cardinal, I guess.
They made up.
I enjoyed
Uh,
watching him play
Oh,
and the energy that he
Rob,
brought to the Vikings there when he did. So,
Saying,
Rob, this is for you.
oh, here's of course Ken's gonna chime in.
Hey Ken, I heard that the Bears are moving up to pick number 4 to take Genty.
that sounds like a Poles move.
I heard they're moving up to 4 to take Sanders.
Oh,
I was just kind of looking over the list of
No,
the
it's the Bears are gonna move up to number 2 so they can draft Ewers,
yeah.
that quarterback.
So we did have a top 30 visit with Siobhan Revel, the cornerback from East Carolina, and Balhile Cone from Western Michigan, corner. So that's, I guess, something to keep an eye on for corners.
Okay.
breaking news: the Bears just traded up for the first overall pick, and they're going to draft Shadur Sanders.
Do it.
Oh, that would make my world.
So
I heard their
with
extra
the
trend
Bill
is.
You know what? That would actually be something that the Bears probably are not going to fuck up if they did actually draft a long snapper. I'm not opposed to that. Yes, we are absolutely infallible. This is exactly what's going to happen. Everybody watching should believe everything that you saw today 100,000%.
We're better than Mel Kiper. Who the hell is Mel Kiper anyway?
I saw his 4.0 mock draft, and he had us taking that offensive lineman that's graded as like a mid to late second rounder. What's his name? Johnson? Some D Johnson? I don't
Oh,
know.
from Ohio State, Donovan Johnson or Jackson or something like
Or
that.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, he was available for us in the second round when we traded back, and I would have taken him or Grant, either one there. But I wouldn't take him.
Yeah,
I did not want
yeah.
him in the first round. I thought that was a stupid ass monk.
Well, and I think
No.
Zabel went after him, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he didn't, but it's just like there were definitely players that we absolutely would have taken over a mid to late second round guard.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of think that everything Mel Kiper Jr. does is a stupid ass mock, but
Well, I mean, I think the biggest reason he gets most of the credit he does is because he was the first one to do mock drafts and to rank, publicly rank. He wrote a whole book on every prospect in the draft for like the 82 or 83 draft. He had a whole 2-inch thick book that he had scouted every player. So he's, essentially one of the first ones to do this type of stuff. So I get where he gets a lot of the credit, but he's only right like 26% of the time.
Right.
Over 40 years, which
So like,
very good.
yeah, it's kind of like Matthew Berry.
Or
Matt Barry's is gone.
Whatever it takes to make me rich, Ken.
yeah, So, Rob, what do you know about Northern Iowa University?
Well, I go past it quite often because my kid's only 50. My kid's at Wartburg. UNI is right next door, basically.
Okay. Because the Vikings had a visit with one of their O linemen, Jared Penning.
So UNI is like are they Division II? I don't know, but
I think they are.
For what they do, they're the third of the. So you have Iowa and Iowa State that are the two main Iowa universities, and then you've got UNI that's considered third, at least in terms of the big boy sports like football and stuff like that. Now you've got Drake and a couple other places that always put basketball team, or usually, except this year with the 29-4 record, Drake did not put a men's basketball team into the March Madness tournaments, but UNI very well known for wrestling and very well known for having very big corn-fed beefy trenchmen. Skill players, not so much.
Do you guys know what the stat is on Quasi's draft of like how many guys we've taken that had 30 visits with us?
I have no idea.
That's something to look into. I can try because I can get last year's numbers. I don't think I'll get them in time to close today, but I can get last year's visits and see, if there's guys we actually picked on that 30 list. But
like,
yeah,
I know Dallas Turner was a 30 visit that we took.
Let's see. 24 prospect visit tracker.
I don't know if Kyrie visited us, but I remember him saying in his interview that he talked with us several times.
All right, so we have hosted Max Brosmer on a top 30 visit.
I definitely think they're going to take him if he's a UDFA, which I think he will be.
Last year we hosted Dallas Turner, Dylan Johnson, running back from Washington, Eric All, tight end from Iowa, Christian Boyd, D tackle, Northern Iowa, Byron Murphy the second, D tackle, Texas, Taki Tamani, Quinion Mitchell, the cornerback that went to Philly, Latu,
Latu.
Oh, shoot, that's really loud. Gabriel Murphy did a visit last year. Kyrie Jackson. Yeah, those are the only ones that we drafted.
So,
we did meetings with McCarthy and stuff like that.
Our time limit, you guys, and everything. Let's do final thoughts real quick and go around the horn. And next week we'll come back and we'll try and put some PFF up here where you can actually manipulate your trades a little more realistically and stuff like that. So, what do you guys? I'm good. Thanks for joining us today and everything. We're getting close to the draft. Matthew, any last thoughts?
Just excited that we're 1 week closer.
Yeah. Sarah?
I'm excited that we are one more week closer to mock drafts ending. I am sick and tired of
Hey, I'll do my 2026 mock draft 2 weeks after this one. This one's done.
Right.
So, thank you guys for tuning in. Next week we will have the PFF. If you are in Minnesota and you are a Vikings fan and you are in the sound of my voice, get your draft party tickets now. They are on sale. Don't be left out.
Yes. And hopefully, if things go well, I've initiated a conversation with a very, very notable Packers fan that you see on TV all the time that usually comes to Minnesota and has met most of us several times. Mr. Steve Tate, the NFL owner. Mm-hmm. Try and see if we can get him on next week so he can tell us the top 10 to-do list of things you must do if you travel to Green Bay for the draft in person. So if we're able to get Steve on, look forward for that too. I'll be talking with him this week. So until then, Skull!
Skull!
We'll see you guys next week.